Good morning and welcome to a sort of cloudy but still very bright Saturday morning in the UK. I'm going to do a video today about my MX-5, I forgot what car it was then, red MX-5 2-litre sport model with anthracite grey wheels, and I'm going to do a quick chat about my first sort of 1,000 miles in the car. I think I've done actually more close to 1,500. But 1,000 sounds better for the title, so let's go with 1,000. One of my favourite things, guys, is these anthracite grey wheels. I bought the car with these already painted on them. These are the optional 17-inch wheels, and they're wrapped in the Kumo 205/45 ZR17s. I think they look better than black wheels, and they seem to catch a lot of attention, mainly because I don't think you see sort of these like gunmetal-y type dark grey on many MX-5s, so it sets the car off really nicely, and I've still not come across another one with this sort of paint colour on them, and it's one of my favourite things on the car. Another thing that I've noticed on the car are these little racing flags that are imprinted on the outside of the tread of the tyre. No idea why they're there, but they look quite cool, but I'm sure they're going to get scrubbed off soon when it gets below that mark. I've still got the orange side markers on the car, the indicator markers. Everyone seems to hate these, probably me included actually. They don't look that good. Red and orange doesn't really go together. You can get clear ones of these from MX-5 parts. They're about £20 for two, and I will do that at some point. I just haven't got around to it yet. One of my not so favourite things is the ride height on this car. It's a very common mod that people do to put some lower springs on it. Apparently Mazda, in order to certify this car for the UK, had to raise the ride height to make the headlights sit a bit higher on the road. And they did that by putting higher springs all round. So you can actually buy, I think they're eye-back lowering springs for this, and they sit 10mm lower, I think. Now this plastic attracts makeup, and that is what this creamy white stuff, notice how it's exactly the same colour as foundation is on here, right? Mazda, massive design flaw. I don't wear makeup myself, even though my skin is like alabaster. It's my girlfriend's makeup and it sticks. It sticks to the dash, and it really annoys me. Another thing that I don't like so much is this little tray here, right? This tray opens like that and closes. Lovely design, but what does it reveal when it opens? Two cup holders, okay? But where's the gear stick? When your arm is here, you can't put anything in here, so it's sort of pointless having two cup holders. I'd rather have a nice big tray that allows me to put my phone or something in here. Really annoying. Don't know why they put that there. Design fault. One thing that I like and dislike at the same time is this wind deflector here, right? With it down, it is quite windy in the cabin, and you get that sort of like hair effect, okay? This helps with that, but when you put it up or down, it makes this horrendous noise that sounds like you're braking the car. The aerial is a point of contention among many MX-5 owners, and it's because it's quite long and floppy, and it does that sort of like, I don't know, big Mickey Mouse antenna. What's a Mickey Mouse antenna? I just made that up. A lot of people change them for a little stubby aerial that sits about that big. These just screw off if you turn them righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. This doesn't bother me too much. Wingardium Leviosa. As I was saying, this doesn't bother me too much because, I don't know, it sort of looks quite cute, I think. It does wobble about a bit, and when you're going down the motorway, it doesn't look like that. It looks more like that, which I guess looks a bit silly. But yeah, it doesn't bother me too much, so I don't know if I will actually change that. One of the things that I don't mind too much are the rear lights. Now, obviously, having been with this car for a while now and walked up to it a few times, the lights I actually think look quite good for the age of the car. So this is a 2006 car. It doesn't look that bad. I think it would look worse if the housing of the lights was red. So if that actual panel here, if that was red, I think it would look a lot older. But because it's clear and it's just got the red detail inside, it doesn't look so bad. One of the things that you're going to have to consider if you buy one of these, the rear lights do attract bugs, right? And you can see in mine there, you can see two little bugs. I've never seen one without bugs in the rear light unless it's brand new. They all seem to have these bugs in it. Don't be put off if you see tiny little bugs like that. I'm sure you can get them out. I think you can definitely do a thing with the front headlights where you put them in the oven, that bakes the glue, and then you can pull the housing apart, and then you can take the headlights out or modify them if you want, but I'm sure you can do that on the rear lights. It doesn't bother me that much. It's a couple of dead passengers that I'm carrying around all the time. One of my least favourite things is the boot. Well, not the boot specifically, but opening the boot. So there's no button anywhere here to open the boot once you're outside of the car. The only way to open the boot from here is to open it using that key barrel there. So you have to get the key out from here. Right, can't have too many things hanging off the bottom of there because they start scratching the paint here, so you can't actually leave it in there for that long. One turn like that, and then you can get in the boot, which is full of stuff at the moment. There is a second way of doing it. Press this button down here, and you can hit that, and it pops it as well. But still, a real pain, because you have to remember to do that when you get out of the car if you want something in the boot. And if you don't remember to do that, then you have to get the keys and open it like that. Bit annoying. Wish there was a little button underneath the number plate or something that could open that. Speaking of the boot, there is corrosion on mine, and that looks really bad, but for a car that's 13 years car that's 13 years old, it's not actually that bad. You see, there's some there, and none on this side, so it's not too bad. The water, I presume, obviously falls on the boot when it's shut, collects around the badge and then drips off the badge and then comes and sits here, which is how you get this corrosion. There's a little bit there as well, and this plastic panel that is on here, I don't know if someone's put that on to hide some worse rust under there, but I don't want to know, I'm not going to take it off. Or if it comes from factory, it looks very factory fitted exactly under the badge, so it's almost like they knew that was going to happen and they've tried to rectify it with that small piece of plastic there. One thing that I really like about the car is the roof, and mainly because of its simplicity. It's just one latch here that you lift up, and it has just a catch on the bottom, and that catch is also released from one latch just near the rear view mirror here. It can't really go wrong, and it takes so little time to do it. I'll time it and I'll see how long it takes. Putting it down. Done. So very, very good roof design all in all. Some of them do leak, and where they leak when it's up is just here, and you'll see under here they'll drip down where the securing catch is. When you're looking at buying one, have a feel around on the floor mats and see if the floor mat's damp, because if the floor mat's damp, then it means that it might have a leaky roof. I've never noticed this before. There's like a little elasticated pouch there. I've never ever noticed that, probably because I've never sat on the passenger side. One thing that I really like about my car is it's still got the original stickers, look. And I don't know what that says, probably like warning or something in Japanese, but I find that just adds to the overall experience of owning this car. One of the things that I spoke about in my first video of this car were these rolled hoops, or roll hoop covers really. They're not actually part of the roll hoop, and them being silver, and how the silver didn't really match the grey on the wheels. The more I look at them, the more I think, well, they sort of match the exhaust, which, okay, it's a bit dirty at the moment, but is silver. And they are growing on me slightly. Also, when it's sunny, they really pop with the sunlight, and they do actually look quite good. They also match sort of the bright work on the car, the badges and stuff. So yeah, undecided. Also on these, they are very, very expensive to buy the actual part from Mazda. I've looked at wrapping them, but I probably wouldn't do a very good job of that. The actual part from Mazda is about £70, I think. He's going very fast. Whew. As I was saying, the part from Mazda is about 70 quid, so I've not actually looked at doing it, primarily because of the cost, and I don't think it will add that much to my enjoyment. So one thing I've noticed about this car are these air vents, right? This is a standard air vent ordeal. You can sort of swivel it around, point it wherever you want, and it has this button in the middle, which is a really good design, that closes it to stop air blasting in your face. The two in the middle are the same sort of air vent. You'd think they'd operate the exact same way, but these, you can't push the button. You always have to have some sort of air blasted in your face if you've got it on the right setting. You can't close this. Why? Okay, so I'm in my normal driving position in the car at the moment, and with the door closed, this is my sort of normal leg space. And you can see here that the handbrake digs into my left leg, especially when you're going around some corners, and this hits against your thigh all the time. So you end up with this really nice bruise on your left thigh. If we move over to the right hand side, you can see that if I put my foot on the accelerator, here's my right leg space. This car's got no cruise control, so you have to have your foot on the accelerator most of the time to go anywhere. And they've put a cup holder just here. Now, that is useless because that's where your leg goes. And even worse than that, the cup holder sticks out a little bit, so it's not flush with the door card. So that sticks out and eats into your right leg. So if you ever see anyone with a nice little bruise here on their right leg and a nice little bruise here on their left leg, they've probably got an MX-5. Okay, this is a bit of a weird one, but it's worth a mention because it really pleases me. And I'm talking about the indicator noise, right? So if I press the indicator now, hear that? It's like an actual old clicky mechanical noise. How often do you hear a noise like that nowadays? I'm just getting old and everything's digital and I crave this analog clicky noise. One of the things that I find really weird on this car, these are the window switches here. I don't mind the position, it makes sense to have them in the middle of the car, but you can't actually, you can see this one is not automatic, fair enough. It doesn't go automatically up or down, you have to hold it the whole time. But the driver's one says auto on it, so you'd think that you'd pull up on that and it would go up all the way, but it doesn't. It only goes auto down. I don't know if this is a fault with my car, but only goes auto down. Why? One thing that I do really like about the car are the driving characteristics. So it is very, very grippy. It's like that classic sort of sports car feel. It's actually quite similar to a Mini Cooper S if you've ever driven one of those. It feels quite similar but lower down. Quite a nice experience in terms of driving. In all honesty, I don't think these tyres are that good, the Kumos that I've got on it. I would like to try a grippier tyre. And the alignment in my car is terrible. It really needs sorting out. If you're at 70 miles an hour and you're in 6th gear and you accelerate to overtake something, then you have a severe right swerve, and I'm going to try and demonstrate that, but I'm not sure how to do it. But the alignment needs sorting, and these cars are very, very sensitive to alignment. Okay, that wraps up my video for today. Thank you very much for watching. I will do some more on this car once I stop going to all these events on the weekends and filming other people's cars and waffling on about them. There is more to come. I will take it on a track at some point, so if you want to see that, please make sure you subscribe. Hit the like button if you like this video, and I really appreciate your support, and I hope to see you soon. Cheers.